Jason, let me ask you a question. Are you growing a mustache?
I can't.
Fool this man!
And hopefully this will be a good illustration of the difference between the blow and go machine gun tile installer and what professional and conscientious quality craftsmen are pulling out. I know people hear these words, they're marketing words. Problem with those words is that blow and go guys use them too. Hopefully this video will take our performance from just words, fancy $10 words, into reality and into something tangible that everybody can see, put a dollar sign on, or at least acknowledge that this is different. No, those are cats going after each other.
Where?
Over there. Cats are so weird.
Let's check out this great example of shoddy work in Canton, Georgia. This was a new home build contracted out with a builder. The homeowner is an extremely savvy guy who understands building and saw the quality of work that his builder was producing. So he hired us separately to build him a very technical master bathroom with a steam shower, heated floors, heated everything. He wanted it done right, and he understood that the builder wasn't the guy to make that happen, so he hired us separately. We were building that project, and we were also flies on the wall watching the other builder grade blow and go machine gun tile installer do his work. We knew that it was going to fail eventually, and it took about 2 years for the homeowner to get to the point where he couldn't live with this shoddy tile work anymore. So we came in to fix it. And this video is a video documenting that process, the down and the dirty reality of the blow and go machine gun tile installer. So let's check out what we got.
Jason, tell me what we got going on in there.
This is a job that we did. It was a new house build. I think we did about 3 years ago. We did a master bath. The builder did the rest of the house. Well, while we were here, the builder had to redo everything that his tile guy did twice. And now we're here back replacing the laundry room floor because it was done improperly. And Joe is tired of dealing with it. He just wants it fixed.
Why didn't we do the rest of the tile work in the house?
If I remember correctly, yeah, the builder Steve, he just did not want to let go of that part of that for whatever reason.
So we're saying Buddy's name?
Steve Casey is the builder that did this. Joe gave him ample time to fix this. Ignored him, so here we are. I'm not slandering anybody. Those are just facts. If you don't like facts, well then do something about it. Just fix it. Stand behind your work.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
I guess the complaint on this floor was that when they would walk in here, it would click and it would move, and it's just unacceptable. That's not what people pay for. Here we have a tile that came up from that floor, and all of them were like this. And there's absolutely no coverage. So what a conscientious, skilled tile guy is going to do with this particular tile when he's installing it is we're going to take the flat side of our trowel and we're going to back butter. We're going to put a thin coat of thinset on the back of these tile to fill in these voids. See, the thinset did not hit inside of here, but when you back butter that and fill those voids in, you have a better probability of getting good coverage. Now, back buttering doesn't ensure that you get coverage, okay? You actually, when you set these down, you have to move them back and forth. So when you directional trowel, so if I trowel going this way, I'm gonna move the tile going this way, and periodically we're gonna lift to the tile, look at the back of it, and we're gonna make sure that their thinset has coverage. Another thing that probably happened is this guy probably mixed his thinset far too thick. Guys, it's called thinset. Another thing that often happens is people will spread far too much thinset, and the thinset will kind of harden up and cake over. Just the top layer will harden, and you'll set it. The thinset won't be tacky or sticky anymore because it's set out in the open air for so long. Another thing that this guy probably ran into. So why do you need full coverage is because the thinset supports the tile underneath. It makes your tile job last. We'll just get the Tile Council of North America and ANSI standards and the manufacturer standard instruction. We'll present it to the builder and say, this job was not installed according to these standards, therefore you're legally liable. Boom, done.
The only thing holding this floor down is God, gravity, and grout. 3 G's.
This cement board is supposed to have thin set underneath it, and that's a step that is very often skipped by the blow and go machine gun tile installers because it's extra work and extra money. I was actually inspired to write this blog post after watching this blow and go machine gun tile installer put down the cement board in this house like this.
As Star Tile says, it makes tear out day easy though. Should not be this easy. Right here we have no visible signs of any seam tape installed before tile is put in. Seam tapes for reinforcing the joint and make it act as one monolithic structure. Something that's required by the manufacturer's installation instructions of all cement boards.
So here's a great point. Jason is physically on his knees and screwing, using a drill to screw in each individual screw.
Yeah, when you use a screw gun, you can feel that you're hitting something, and then you're sinking it, you're sending that thing home.
So that's a super important detail. And why we're generally anti-nail gun and anti-stand-up screw gun is because there's no feedback. You don't know if you hit something. You're just firing away with that nail gun like crazy. You don't know if you hit anything. You see it all the time. That's why random pieces of siding fall off or things like that is because there's no feedback with a nail gun. Whereas if you're nailing something with your hammer, you know you're hitting something. If you're screwing something with a drill, you know you're making contact and you're connecting the two pieces, right? Nail guns, stand-up screwdrivers, they're faster. They are. They're easier on your body. But you're taking the chance if you're not really careful about having to replace things over screws, over stupid stuff. So why are we more expensive? Why is a skilled tile guy more expensive than the speed guys, the blow and go style dudes? It's because of that. We're physically getting on our knees and we're screwing in 1,000 screws and making sure that every single one hits home. You can't compare that to somebody just firing away with a nail gun.
Prime example of what we were just talking about is I'm screwing this floor down. I'm following kind of their old nail pattern. Well, they completely missed the joist right here. Hit absolutely zero. So I had to go over about 1 inch and there's the joist. And they just go to town with the gun because, you know, speed is the only thing that's valued anymore, and price. Solution to this problem, no surprise, a couple 5-cent screws, and all it would have taken was 10 5-cent screws. Fasten to the joint, no more bounce.
Another big part here is we cleaned up this floor.
Didn't have to search too far to find a clean one.
Wiped it down, got all the sheetrock dust. This guy installed all over sheetrock dust and our sheetrock splots and stuff, and you can kind of see here how just a pretty unprofessional job of putting the underlayment down. You have just a random piece cut out here, and then over where Jason is, just another random piece in there. Generally unprofessional. I mean, this joint here, manufacturer standards, which is written right on it, says it right there, and it says it in Spanish, which is important. It says leave that 1/8 inch gap. You can see that's clearly just butted up tight together.
Here's an 1/8 inch spacer. Can I get this anywhere?
Let me zoom it in.
Nope.
Yeah.
Again, will that cause instant failure? No, because it's conditioned space. You know, it's not going to see much room, but again, it just comes to reading directions.
Yeah, just read the directions.
You know, coincidentally, a framing nail is about 1/8 inch wide, so that's why you take a nail and tack it in before you put the sheets down. And there's your automatic spacing. Because people don't realize that they account for the spacing when they make these sheets. So if you keep slamming them tight and tight together, 4 sheets down the row, all of a sudden you're short of the joist because they plan for that spacing to be there. And when it's not, then that's when you get some tomfoolery.
This is the kind of coverage you're looking for to have something last. Big tile, small tile, doesn't matter. This is it. The person that did this the first time never got anywhere close to this. So I wanted to kind of talk about what the MO of the builder guy is. What they traditionally do with homeowners, and I've seen this time and time again, is if there's a warranty claim or something like that, they just wear you down. You'll get sick of contacting these guys. You'll just give up and then end up paying for it on your own. We're not necessarily beating up on the worker guys because number one, they're not really paid to do a good job, and number two, they've internalized the narrative of the boss man. Speed, 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 speed. That's all they care about. But it was funny with this house when we were working here, they were constantly coming back to read what had gone wrong, just constantly. So maybe a mindset shift would go a long way to say, you know, maybe we take a little bit longer, but then we don't have to come back 3 or 4 times to do the same project. All right, here's another important part of setting tile. When you get the back of a tile wet, you have to dry the thing, because if you don't, and you put wet tile down into the thin set, you'll get something like what's called a water bond, to where the tile won't bond to the thin set. It'll seem like it does, but it won't. Looks are only a part of the equation when it comes to tile. There's a longevity, is how long is this going to last? People are paying for things that they don't see. That's what makes it last. Everything that you don't see is what you're paying for. You're paying for things that you don't see. So yeah, when you walk on our new floor in there that we did, and you walk on the outside floor, it's pretty undeniable the difference. One sounds hollow, one kind of moves, the other one's solid. I wish I could relay that to you over video, but I really can't. That's really the problem with tile generally, is you can't relay it to people unless you bring them on site and really show them the difference. That goes for a bathroom, that goes for a backsplash, that goes for a floor. Extremely difficult to illustrate without having someone there in person.
So we replaced this floor out here. This is still the original floor, and it's kind of shocking, the difference between the feel and the noise. It's got some reverberation out there, and it almost hurts your ears. But this one, I mean, you guys might be able to pick it up. Same subfloor.
Now, this is a pretty bold move to make this video, picking apart someone else's work. It's a pretty bold move to call out the builders, but frankly, I'm sick and tired of seeing these things. Last week, I had 5 calls from people with failures by Tuesday. The amount of crap tile work we see in our area is unbelievable. The word needs to come out. People need to start feeling some sort of pain, not the homeowner, but the people doing the work. So consider this a warning to all the blow and go machine gun tile installers out there that we are documenting everything that we see. We're putting it all out there. We're letting people know, and you'll be held to account. Feel free to give out those low prices. Feel free to give out those unreasonable time frames. But if you don't do a great job, we're coming for you. We are admittedly not perfect. Feel free to come pick apart our work. But with all our imperfections, we will never get close to the hackery of this project or close to the hackery of many of the other tile failures and many of the other things that we get called in for to check out and to give our assessment of. Never will we get anywhere near this level of incompetence and this level of disregard for manufacturer and national standards. And let us not forget personal standards.
There are thousands of choices in the Atlanta area for your next bathroom remodel, and choice is a beautiful thing. But I would like to push the strength of our portfolio. I'm Ben from Hamilton Tile. We are one of the only companies in our area where you can know exactly what you're going to get before we show up to your house. That's extremely important. You know the deal with contractors. They will show up and you have no idea who's coming to your house or what you're going to get. This is something I repeat all the time. Don't believe what I say. Watch what we do. HamiltonTileGA.com for 5 years of history, for 5 years of trends, for 5 years of patterns that are there to instill confidence in you. Call us for peace of mind and a bathroom remodel that will stand the test of time.